Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, dear colleagues, welcome to a special session at Multi-Level Action Pavilion at COP26 at the Blue Zone. Multi-Level Action Pavilion has been the home for cities, towns, regions, and subnationals in its entirety throughout the 2 weeks. And today we are delighted to have Ms. Marianne Overton from Lincolnshire, and she's also the vice chair of Local Government Association of UK. They are one of the partners who contributed to the Multi-Level Action Pavilion. And Marianne, we'd like to hear your impressions over these 2 weeks. You were very active. You followed both the side events, but also you were in the negotiations over the past 48 hours or so. There was an impressive campaign that we want to have our voices heard in the text. So have you attended any COP before? Is this your first? So as a political leader from UK, let's hear your impressions.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your kind words. It has been an extremely exciting event from the point of view of everybody from the world is here, and they are all encouraging each other to do more. And such a plethora, a whole host of really good ideas that people have already tried and tested and are putting into place. And that for me was a very useful lesson, because we can all make promises. What I was particularly looking for was real life examples that have worked. I think for all of us, what we need to do is to make sure that we are calculating the impact of each action, what exactly that will have on the carbon and the emissions, and then making sure that we can see how the whole journey is going to take us to net zero. For my council, it's 2030. And otherwise, we are just making ideas, we're putting some good things in place, and that sounds good, and it is good. But what I really want to see is a clear whole program from where we are now to net zero in the right time scale. And I'd like to see the costings and where that money is going to come from. So it's been a fantastic experience. And I would just like to see us all going away with the determination to really make it work. We have heard that we were on a trajectory of 2.7 degrees rise, and we are, with all the promises, going to be at 2.4 degrees rise, which is too high. We need to be below that 1.5, as we all know. And I'm not sure that everybody properly understands. They think this is just a number for some people. But when you think this means that there will be so many people, whole cities, that are displaced because their country has become uninhabitable and they need another place to go. And if we thought we had a lot of asylum seekers coming to the UK already, we haven't seen anything like what it could be. And then on top of that, England also is shrinking underwater. We have large areas which currently are used to grow food, and those are expected to be underwater on the current projections. So there'll be no food either. So I think it's a really worrying progress. And then added to other things, and I'm not scaremongering, but some of the scientists have been very clear that it's very hard for them to actually calculate what is going to happen with the big sea ice melting and the big melts. If the Arctic areas melt, they will produce a vast amount of methane, which could have a dramatically worse impact than even we have been calculating. So the risks are great. We've really got to get our house in order right away. And today has been a good inspiration, and these whole 2 weeks.
Exactly. So I think it's really good to hear your motivation increasing, and that would be also a question. I remember in July this year you had your conference as LGA, and you prepare yourself to the summit. How do you think would be the impact of these interactions over these 2 weeks here? Would be taken up by LGA? How do you expect? I mean, it's too early, of course. You have decision-making bodies, but what would be your, let's say, first thinking? Because that's the importance. I mean, it's not the end. In fact, these kind of summits are just giving impulse to create more momentum. And also not just the LGA, there are so many networks. There were core cities here, UK 100, COSLA. So it was all the UK networks were here, Scotland were here. How do you think this will create more, generate momentum in the UK action at the local level?
Thank you. The spirit is willing, and it has been for a good long time, but we need it to turn into action. And that, I think, is what I hope will come out of this COP26. It's been fantastic that so many of our leading councillors have been here, and they've been very determined to get properly engaged in everything. And also, as with your working with you, and thank you very much for your brilliant work on making sure that we get local government front stage and centre in the answers, in the solutions that we need. And it's vital that we've been in there, and that's been a hugely important collaborative work. So thank you for that. And I think also thinking further, a politician can lead, people have to follow. And one of the points that's come out today is that the public have been very vociferous. And actually, you and I have just attended a huge demonstration of the people as they put themselves. And that enables politicians to actually take those braver decisions that are needed to really have the impact. But they do have to be thoughtful. Nobody is going to be fooled. If we just do something that looks good, you know, people are going to be really looking for answers that are actually going to work now. And I think that's the difference. We also have support from our councils. 300 of our councils have signed up to the emergency declaration, and very clear, changing their strategies, changing everything they do to match. So we are working on it. And so we're in the right direction. We've just got to do more. And for that, we need to bring people and members with us.
And in fact, you have an advantage because many English municipalities or local councils were just elected. So they're at the beginning of their term. So it's the right moment they can readjust their budgets or action plans. I think that's an opportunity for you. So that could be a model. And of course, what we would like to continue with you as ICLEI, as the focal point, as we said, we will continue. We will go to Africa. We will go to Egypt as the next COP. So your energy, your momentum, I think we would be continuing to bring it to the next COP so that you can also continue to interact with those local governments in Africa, in Egypt, so that we make the continuity, because there are expectations that if we have this text, the multi-level cooperative action inserted, which finally found its way and hoping that it will stay, this would be the moment, the next COP will be the time to implement it. So you can take that legacy, your honor that it was from Glasgow, that is in the text, and the world's fastest urbanization continent, Africa, could be the place where we build upon it, and you can be on the front line as the constituency of family of networks of local government, so that we can build this together towards Africa.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. And I think one thing that has been good and is with these places is that you do have everybody from the whole world. And when we were making these changes into the document, I was very pleased to find that we had very easy support. People from all the other countries that we spoke to were very supportive and wanting to work with us to make this important improvement. So I think that has been a big success. The next real test will be how much we can actually get in place to make those clear differences for a better world.
Excellent. I think another just an information tool with our colleagues. The process is not stopping, as we said, it's a year-round cyclic process, and throughout the year we have to engage. And that was one of the fourth element of our roadmap from Glasgow, the time for multi-level action roadmap, much robust engagement of networks into the year-round process. So I think we have to be much more, let's say, focused and coordinated. We will continue our monthly webinars, and I think this will be giving us and the time to reconnect, and we prepare better and we build up, because we said that this is a new era. So the first 5 years of the Paris Agreement, yes, this has been completed. Now there are new NDCs. Now there's a new momentum. So in this second phase, we also have to be much more professional. And I'm very happy, as you said, among all networks here, from Rwanda to Brazil, from Latin America to Asia, we had so many partners, US, Africa. So I think the constituents, the family of the local energy companies also have sort of renewed their collaborative work. And the success for us is also now giving us the motivation that, yes, we can do it better. So the next phase is already started. Whatever the COP26 outcomes comes, the next phase for us is started. We are even more motivated. That was the message from Mayor Arve this morning to the Committee of the Regions meeting. We will not give up. We will continue. We will be even much better. And as you have heard, the people should hear that there are leaders who are working for them, and that they should be looking towards working with them, especially at the local level and globally coordinated. So, Marianne, it was always been so nice. Every morning we had this daily briefings. It was such a nice welcome from the all UK and Scottish partners. I'm very happy that I was connecting to you like the rest of the other colleagues. Thanks for your hospitality. Thanks for your leadership. So we'll continue.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.